Aloha, friends. Aloha, everyone coming in. Aloha, the lurkers. Aloha, people watching back. This is my friend Brenda. We are going to be having a little chit chat. So we will see you in just one moment. Aloha, everyone. Welcome. We already have some hellos from the audience. First one in was Deanne, Blue Crescent Row. Aloha, Deanne. And then we have Saskia coming in. Aloha, Saskia. Aloha to all the lurkers. Aloha to everyone that's just coming in. So this is just kind of a meet and greet kind of thing. As Gerald of Trostash likes to say, casual, right? Aloha, Dilati. And so this is my friend Brenda. She lives here on Maui. And I just wanted to, introduce you to the world, Brenda. So can we get a little bit of your background, where you're from, any kind of like spiritual experiences you've had that,
Sure.
like made you who you are?
Ooh, okay. So I am Costa Rican Nicaraguan mix, first generation American. So I grew up, my family pretty much came over to Dallas, and that's where I grew up, was in Texas. After about 39 years of being over there and doing all that I could spiritually, that's really where I started my spiritual experience, to be honest with you. Probably the earliest I can remember is before kindergarten. The house that we grew up in had things going on in it, and I didn't know. I just thought that was normal. I thought everybody's house was like that, until I did go to school, and I would say, well, the dog told me this, and I was talking to the tree, and the tree said that, and the kids were like, uh-oh, don't play with her. So that was how I learned that I was different, and that not everybody was okay with it. But there was really nothing that I could do about that but just accept it and learn about myself. So, what I did do though, I tried to ignore it, but there's a really deep childlike innocence that I could not ignore. And I feel like that's really what I fostered to become who I am today. And,
Right.
and that's how I started.
Very cool. And how long have you been on Maui?
16 years.
16 years. Wow. That's a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Nope. I see more people coming in. Steph A says aloha. Aloha, Steph. Aloha, T. Lynn. Welcome. And like I said earlier, Dilati is here. Aloha. Aloha to the lurkers. Don't forget, if you have any questions for Brenda or myself, just pop them into the chat. Preferably all caps so I don't miss them. But I know how it is. So how long have you been like a professional in the spiritual world? I guess is a good question.
Define professional. Do you mean tax paying, or do you mean like doing this publicly?
Sure.
Tax paying was probably in the 2010, because I wasn't aware that this was something that I needed to do. But
Right.
reading for people, wow, that started in my teens, to be honest. So I would say, if you count that, then probably 40 years.
Basically your whole life is what it's.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. But then I figured out that this was actually something that was considered a business, and that I needed to pay taxes. So I do believe that there's all types of laws that we need to pay attention to, universal laws, governing laws, and you do as is appropriate for you, and also what is for the highest and best for all. So I became a tax paying business owner of spiritual stuff. unregulated. It's so funny, Jonathan, because it's a non-regulated industry.
Right.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, it's kind of crazy, actually. Oh, hi, Karen. Welcome. Care Bear Bard of Cards is here. Hello. So I met you through a tarot store here in Maui, but you yourself don't use the tarot, is that correct?
I mean, I'm not really a tarot reader, right? Like, I can read them, but I can also read pendants. I can throw down a whole bunch of pendants and read that,
Right.
I can read the clouds or water. So I feel that tarot is a beautiful tool, definitely. I do have my own deck. I like Rider Waite. I have the little
Right.
mini. I even had some that were the size of stamps. But I love it. But for those, what I do, you have those? Yes, I have those. Jonathan, I've got a story about that.
Okay.
One time I had a client and I happened to have those in my purse. And I had a client scheduled and I forgot. And I went out to eat at a restaurant and the client called me and I was, oh my gosh, I forgot I was supposed to do a tarot reading, but I had those in my purse. I laid out the teeniest, tiniest spread and did the readings in the restaurant. People were looking like, what in the world? And hey, it worked. So they
It worked.
It sure does. But when I use cards, I usually use them to keep the busy part of my mind active so I can just channel. So
Right.
I use them for a visual. I'll even take a picture and send it to the people. But to say that I really truly read tarot, I would think not. Probably not.
It's
like
just a tool for you to use to tap into the real
Yes.
connection, right?
Yes.
I totally get that. I've been told so there's been multiple times a friend of a psychic hired me to give the psychic a reading. And so many times the psychic or spiritualist, whatever, is like, you do realize you don't need these cards. And my response is always, I do understand that, but I like using the cards, first of all, because it's a visual thing for the person to look at and to really understand where the message is coming from.
Yes.
And like you said, it's a way of like shutting down that like jibber jabber that's in the back of your brain at all times. And
Yeah.
that's really what I like about the decks. So we have a question from T. Lynn. T. Lynn says, does your geographical location influence your spiritual skills?
Oh, good question.
Question. Well, I mean, if you think about the fact that our planet is covered in ley lines, and when the ley lines meet, there's nexuses of energy, I would say yes. I mean, not as much as we would like to claim, I would say, because, that connection's always there. But yes, I do think that there's certain geographical locations that kind of help the energy flow better, is the best way to describe it.
I have an answer for that as well.
Yeah.
For me, when I lived in Texas, remember I said I started in my early, probably actually my teenage years, because 14 is when I started understanding about spirituality and reading about it and finding that things that I did had names. But as I got older, I did more things and events and readings and fairs and all that stuff. But when I moved here to Maui, that's when I really came into myself as a ceremonialist, as doing a lot deeper, bigger work. So to me, yes. Same like what you said, the ley lines. Same like how astrocartography can tell you if you're in the right place or not for your spiritual practice. So I agree with you. It can, yes. You still can do your spiritual skills and your spiritual practice, but some places just lend themselves even more for what it is that you do.
Right, exactly. Pretty much. And then T-Lin responds to the question, I would think if we're meant to be connected, it wouldn't matter, but for some, it may. Well, and that's true about everything. If in your brain you're convinced that this thing is not going to happen because you're not skilled enough or whatever story you're telling yourself, you convince yourself that's not going to happen, so it doesn't happen.
Yes.
So, right. But I mean, we are on Maui, which is a very strong center of mana for the planet. I know some systems have Shasta as being like the heart chakra, but there's other systems that have here Haleakala as the heart chakra of the planet. So you know, that's another thing to think about.
Yes, absolutely.
And Jezebel also has those teeny tiny cards. She has them on her keychain so that she can use them when kids ask for a reading. That's really cute. I love
Oh,
that.
that's fun.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about using those little minis to possibly like make orgone. Like, you know how they mix resin with crystals and like make it so like make a new matrix kind of thing.
Organite. Yes.
Organite. Thank you. I was
Yes.
blanking on the word. But imagine organite with those little cards, like as like a reading in there. You just pick out cards randomly to put into the organite.
That would be really neat. Could you imagine, like, if you got the best reading you ever had and you have a photo or something of what that spread was and you put that permanently in organite? Ooh.
Right. Right? Little boost of energy there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So I know that you have multi businesses going on here. So can you describe a few of the businesses you have under your hat?
So I really just have three.
Okay.
But I've got Virgo, 6 planets in Virgo. So that even though I'm a Leo, right? I'm a Leo, and my moon is Gemini, so it's always going. But the Pisces ascendant said, okay, we're going to have multiple businesses, and Leo, you get to shine and be in charge of all of that. And Gemini, you get to run all of that, but they're going to be spiritual based businesses. So all of that got together and said, aho, let's do it. So the first and the main business is Brenda Makani Keau, spiritual advisor. And that one is just international psychic medium readings and healings and ceremonies and things of that nature that I've been doing for a very long time. So I just read people. They call, they make appointments, or if you've got, heebie-jeebie stuff on you, then I'm the one that you call to get that taken off. If you have a grand opening of a business or something of that sort, then, call me. I'll gladly come and do the grand opening blessing. So that's that business. Okay, the other one, I can show you. I'll show you. I'll be right back.
Okay.
The other one, I know it's easier to show than it is just to say on this one. The other one, I make silk flower hair things like,
That's pretty.
this, for example. I do all the custom beading, and I really, really just love to. I sell those also all over the world, hair clips and different hair flower things. But what people don't know is that while I'm making them, I'm putting some blessings and love into them. And I don't tell people that. So even though it's flower clips, you don't know that. It sits right close to your chakras that matter. Your throat, your third eye, your crown, that matters. So if you buy the flowers from me, unbeknownst to you, you're getting a lot of blessings in there. That's awesome. Business number 2. You can find those in Native Intelligence in Wailuku, in Bailey House Museum in Wailuku also, upcountry in Kula at Kula Marketplace. So that's where you can find those. Or you can get, custom ones ordered through me. The third business is my newest baby. And it's just something that, it's something that I have been doing for years, but I didn't think to put it together as a business. But once I got that tap on the shoulder, like, this is what you're going to do, I thought, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. It's perfect. So that one is called Scatter Ashes Maui. And in that one, it's a full service ash scattering business for people anywhere in the world who want to have theirs or their loved ones' ashes scattered in Hawaii.
That's important.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Heavenly Blessed Honey is here. Can't stay to want to say aloha, and they say that your flowers are beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Tulin chimes in here. Beautiful. When I married, I wore a silk flower halo wreath with similar colors.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And your flowers are all silk. Is there any other materials used in there, or?
Some of it has a little bit of plastic. You can see
right,
that, but there's silk blend You know, there I order. I'm not going to tell you where I order them from, but another country, and I try to get the highest quality. Oh, where's the camera? Highest quality
There,
silk
let
that I can.
me
Yeah,
envision you.
there we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Wow, she looks like she got a big head, but she doesn't.
It's all about angle. All about angle.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. So anyone who's interested in getting in touch with Brenda, all contact information is down below. When you do a reading, I know you say you sometimes use cards, but how often do you use like a divinatory system versus just tapping in with your like intuition and mediumship?
To be honest with you, the only time I use cards is if people don't think they have questions, then I'll use it as kind of a break the ice type thing.
Right.
Or if I'm working a corporate event or a larger event and they want a tarot reader, then
Right.
I'll bring a crystal ball or tarot or whatever props that they want me to have. So
Okay.
I would say not that often. Not that often. It's just faster for me to channel. It's just
Right.
easier and faster. So that's my preferred method, to be honest.
Yeah. Channel-orama, as some people call it.
Yes.
Awesome. So Brenda and I were talking about doing some readings for you guys. If you, I think I have my banner still set up. Let me just double check real quick. If you want to get a reading from us, please type in all caps me. I need to go through my banners.
I love the one question thingies where they're like, oh my gosh, you know, a question, then you get to riff off of it. I love that.
Well, do you have a specific type of reading you want to do today?
No, I was just thinking if somebody has a question.
Yeah.
If you just have a general question, just to go ahead and all I need for people, if you want to know about someone else, I just need a first name and what your question is about them. I don't need a lot of, in fact, the less detail, the better, because I choose to be organic.
Right. You prefer to tap into the flow versus like having a preset. Yeah.
Yep. Ooh, I like that, Jonathan. Tap into the flow instead of know the no.
Oh my god, that's funny. So I have a few decks here. One of the ones I grabbed was the 1111 Oracle.
Oh.
It's a fun deck. It's got round cards, and one of the things I really love about it is that each of the cards has multiple answers. So depending on how the round card pops up, I mean, the main thing is commodification, right? But then is it objectification? Is it consumerism? Is it veneration? Right? So that's one of the decks I have. I have the Tarot of Echoes, as well as the Oracle of Echoes with me. And I pulled out my deck. It's I call this my pineapple sticker oracle, and it is a how to describe it. I use stickers. I ordered a bunch of stickers off Amazon, and I did sticker collages basically, right? And then I stamped the back of each card with the pineapple.
I like that. Oh, I do have one preface to my readings.
Yes.
I absolutely do not do general readings. I do not do that. For me, when people are like, I'm open, tell me anything. Honestly, to me, that is just like when people come and they say they want to know anything from anyone on the other side, I tell them no, because that's like going to Walmart and just throwing open the doors and be like, hey, anybody, do you got a message for me over there? No, don't do that. Ask specific. I refuse. I won't do general readings.
You won't do general readings.
It's too vague.
No, I get that. It's too open-ended.
Yes.
The way I put it is, if you ask for a general reading, you'll get a general answer. Well, it's like an answer that'll be good for anybody. If you have a specific question, you'll get a specific answer.
If you ask me for a general reading, I will tell you to think of a question.
So our first one we have is Care Bear, Bard of Cards. That's Karen.
Hi, Care Bear.
I'm being told that you need to go first. Okay, if you say so. Your guides are pushy. I gotta say, I've done readings with you before, and your guides get pushy with me. I don't know why.
Me? My guides?
Yes.
Oh, my guides are pushy?
With me, they're like, you gotta let her go. She needs to
Oh.
talk first. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. What's the question? So I guess I should preface it with I channel answer the questions.
I had a volcano vision and felt burning on my hand when meditating. Volcano is in need next day. I'm not sure what that means, but why did I experience this volcano vision?
Well, some people are more.
Well, it was in news the next day.
Where are these that you're reading?
If you look in the right-hand side, there's like a little private thing, but then next to it says chat or comments. Click on the comments, okay. You should see the whole chat going on there.
Oh, right there. Okay. All right. So, the answer that I have for that one, that's you would think that is a out there kind of question, but not really, right? Some people are more tuned into land, geographical incidences, nature, things of that sort. Some people are more tuned into people or animals or whatever. It could be, Care Bear, that the volcano or the land or the Aina was reaching out to you to say, think of me, pray for me, get energy together for me, bring awareness to me. I do believe that this is a possibility, but more than anything with you specifically, I do believe that you are very tuned into natural disasters and things of the land.
Yeah, what I pulled for you, I pulled from the 1111 Oracle, and it was the 11th hour servant on spiritual counseling. So I actually think of this as a call for you, Karen. This is a call saying that you need to be there when people turn for that spiritual counseling, right? They need you there to help uplift them, to help with their issues. And it's a big thing to feel like, oh God, who am I to be the spiritual counselor? But I'm feeling like this is the vision telling you that, yes, you have felt the burning specifically because now you know what those people are going to be feeling, right? Dealing with the burning. It might not necessarily be that they burn a hand, but just that, like, the anxiety, right? And the spiritual counseling is there just to help you really, like, get to the heart of things. And pulling a couple more cards here. So first card I pull for you here from my sticker oracle is when life gives you lemons, throw them at someone. Right? There's all this lemonade and stuff, but there's cactus here and says when life gives you lemons, throw them at someone. So, I mean, this is a vision saying that there's going to be bad things coming up. We're all going to be affected by it. And you're being called to be that spiritual counselor, right? The next card was smile. Smile is the best makeup.
Yes, it is.
Right? And again, here's another confirmation. It says, I am the one thing in life I can control. That's the one thing you have power over, right? So, and Karen says, thank you. Wow, I've been focusing on my spirituality. It's a calling and passion.
Yes. Yes. Well, I mean, what could be more passionate than
confirmation to trust in myself? Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Jonathan, what could be more passionate than a volatile, explosive volcano?
Right. That is the ultimate expression of passion.
I would think so.
Right. Okay. I hope that was helpful, Karen. Oh my God, the chat keeps jumping. She says, those are so cute. Love those. I would love to be able to figure out a way of just like producing this deck, but I have a feeling that too many of the stickers are under copyright laws, so I don't think it would be feasible for me to do something like that. As much as like I've had so many people be like, "You need to make it so I can buy that deck." Unfortunately, most of these stickers are, not for sale.
Mm.
Okay. The next one we have was Steph A. Steph, can you please put in a specific question?
Let me see. When I see the chat, I don't see you anymore.
Okay, and while we're waiting for Steph's question, Acorn Moon. Hi, Jonathan. I'm in your neck of the woods on Molokai visiting a friend. When I want along the bay with my daughter, I wave to Maui and say, hi, Jonathan. When I can say hi, Brenda, too. Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Aloha.
Yes.
And then T-Lin is also mentioning that the Eastern Russian volcano erupted after her vision.
Oh.
Right.
See
And
there?
sometimes I think we have those visions because our spiritual guides are getting us ready. Because it's like, yeah, you might not necessarily be there, but you can still support in the spiritually counseling, right? If you know anyone in the area, you can talk to them. You could like volunteer. You could, I mean, there's so many things you can do.
You know, Jonathan, another thing too, in my spiritual walk when I was younger, in my teenage years, I would see things. I remember this, so this is important for people to know. Pay attention to this. If you are like, your phone is going to ring and you're like, oh, that's going to be so and so, but you don't know that it's so and so, but it is so and so, or I wish this song would come on the radio and it does, or instances like this where she had the premonition of a volcanic eruption and then one did. A lot of times that spirit letting you know that you do get messages, you are in touch, and here's proof. So it can be that as well.
Okay. I just need Steph A to put in a question and Acorn Moon. Please put a specific question because Brenda doesn't do general readings.
I do not.
So our next one on the list that actually does have a question would be D. Lati. I have a family get together this weekend. I'm nervous about this. Why?
Oh, are you going first, Jonathan?
I can if you want. Either way.
If you like. If you like.
Oh, that was quick.
I've got a hit on it.
Okay. So out of the 1111 Oracle, I got Mirror on the negative projection. So when was the last time your family had to get together? Was there something like negative that happened that you, like is still kind of weighing on your memory? Because maybe that's what's happening is you're projecting that negative feeling from the last time onto what's coming instead of just being open to, you know, whatever comes. So yeah, I would look at that, like look truthfully at your nerves. Like, is there something specific that you're nervous about? Is there something specific that you're feeling negative about? And how much of that is based on your past, and how much of it based on what's actually happened?
Yeah, that's really similar to what I was picking up also for D. It feels like to me that there's an old narrative of who is who in the family and how family dynamics go. And I feel that that narrative and that script and that story of everybody is already very old for you, D. I feel like you've done a lot of work on yourself and you continue to, and you choose to. And I don't feel like your family recognizes this about you. And that's what makes you nervous, because I feel that when you go around them, you tend to, instead of being your real authentic self of who you are now, you bring yourself back down into that role of who you think they want you to be based on the conversations that they have with you. Don't do that anymore. Don't do that anymore. Be your real self. You don't have to be all in their face to be your real self, but you need to honor yourself. because I venture to guess that if you were to go inside and talk to your inner child, she would say, "Are you serious? We got to go act like this again? I don't want to act like this anymore. In fact, I don't even want to go. If I can't be me, I don't want to go."
Well, and then from the sticker oracle, I got, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Right. So I feel like you need to come to this with a clean slate, no negative projecting, no like anticipation about certain stuff. Just show up, be silly, be honest, be kind, and choose joy. I mean, it's really as simple as that. And truthfully, you're doing great. You're wonderful. Like, there's a lot to celebrate. So I feel like a lot of this is just that negative projection of like, what are they going to think about me? Who cares? Just show up with joy, enjoy the moment. You're doing great. Don't let their opinion sway you either way, right?
That's right.
That's what I'm getting there. So, hope that was helpful. D says, no negativity last time.
It's not always about negativity.
Not about the
a lot
negativity,
of times,
right?
a lot of times it's about, if you have a shirt that you wore in junior high and now you're 30, that shirt, no matter how much you love it, you might not fit that shirt anymore. So you didn't have a negative experience because you love that shirt, but now that you wear it, it doesn't fit too good, right? Same thing with who you are. You've grown since then, you've changed since then, and it's just not comfortable to have to go back and be who you were.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, Jezebel. Oh my God, poor Jezebel. I hope that was helpful, D. I just got distracted by Jezebel here. My cat just needed a butt wash because he was stinky pantaloons boy. And now I need moral support because I cut up my hands and stuff. Seems like not enough. Oh my God. I feel for you. You are so welcome, D. Yeah.
Oh, there's Steph A's comment.
Steph A. I had a recent looking for closure with her family member pass. She was very close to me, and I don't know, partial comment.
It looks like it's supposed to say, I had a recent family member pass. She was very close to me, and I looking for closure with her is what it looks like.
A recent loss, probably looking for closure with her family member passed.
Do you have a first name to your loved ones, Steph? For me, I just need a first name and a question.
Okay. Yeah.
Helen.
Okay.
Jonathan, do you do medium stuff as well?
Not really. I mean, I do, because I'm a channel that like part of it is also mediumship, what you want to do.
Yeah.
So, but it's not something I focus on per se. But yeah, I'm pulling out my echoes.
Okay. And in the meantime, I will see about connecting with Helen. I think I've got it. Helen comes across as a very joyous person. She's really funny. She's like, look at me, I made it. She's so excited. She's very animated, and she's kind of laughing that she is the focus in this thing at the moment, because she doesn't typically like to be the focus person, but she is. So she says, well, while I'm in the hot seat, I just want to say so much love to you, Steph. Thank you for being who you were to me and who you still are to me in life. I love you very much, and I'm always going to be looking over you, she says. You will be noticing her visiting you in your home from time to time, and how you will know that she is there. She's making up her mind right now. She's like, am I going to send a smell? Am I going to send a song? She's like showing me that, like spinning that roulette wheel or that Wheel of Fortune wheel of seeing what it's going to stop on, of how she's going to let her flowers. Okay. So there's something about, I'm not sure if it's daisies or it's like, it's the daisy looking flower that we all draw with a circle in the middle, but the flower petals are yellow. So I think maybe that's marigolds. But flowers is going to be the thing that she will send to let you know that she's around. Yeah.
So the message I'm getting here is, well, we have the Eight of Cups, right? It's walking away. You're walking away from a black and white world into a world of color, right? She's trying to help you realize that just because she's on the other side of the veil doesn't mean that you guys are actually separated, right? Sometimes that separation awakens your inner force, awakens that inner dragon. So this whole loss with her, I think, was a soul contract between the two of you. So that loss of her would actually awaken you, your inner spiritual side, your spiritual strengths, right? She's reminding you that, you know, family is family. We got 10 of Cups here, right? So she is now one with the ancestors. She has nothing to worry about anymore. I mean, she still worries about her living relatives, of course, but truthfully, she just wants you to look at everything with honesty, right? Look at the dynamics in your family, really look at it honestly, and where can you step in? She's totally saying she wants you to step in those roles where she was like the caretaker. It's your turn now to step into the caretaking role. And yes, it's true that there's all these, this is the Seven of Cups, so there's all these dreams you're chasing, right? She's got the dream catcher and she's desperately trying to capture these dreams, but she's not sure which dream to capture.
Go for the yellow ones.
Ellen's saying, listen to the intuition. Don't use your two eyes, use your third eye to really look at the situation. Because that's going to give you the best idea of which of these that you really want to capture. Is it this blue one that's almost gone, or is it this yellow one that's really close? Like, what is it that really is going to fulfill not just you, but your spiritual path, right? And your family together. So she really is like, she's so proud of you, but she wants you to step up a little more, I'm feeling. And she wants you to definitely take over that nurturing role that I feel like she used to carry. So, yeah, that's definitely messages that are just coming through really strong. That just because she is on the other side doesn't mean that she's gone.
That's right. That is so right. I wonder, is it better if I turn my iPad sideways or up and down? I like it. Like, if I put it sideways.
Up and down like this is good for Instagram and TikTok. Horizontal like this is good for YouTube and anything where you want the movie to be a little longer.
What happens?
This is taller. So Jezebel, there you go. What light beads am I wearing? So these here, this is actually a necklace of rose quartz. So one of my neighbors was moving right after the pandemic, and they had left this bag of children's toys, and I guess her daughter had stolen one of her necklaces, and when I tried to give it back to her, she's like, no, just keep it, it's fine. I have no idea like how much she spent. Each of these chunks is a faceted chunk of rose quartz.
Ooh-wee.
And it goes in size. It gets smaller and smaller. That is
nice,
favorite.
Jonathan. That's nice.
Oh, you're so welcome, Steph. Scooting back a little bit.
Oh, you're welcome, Steph. You're welcome.
Oh, Acorn Moon. Sorry, Jezebel. I'll come back to you in a minute. I just noticed that Acorn Moon did put in her question. What is the next step I should take in my healing journey?
Did we skip T. Lynn? I don't know what order these are in.
T. Lynn is down a little bit. I think the next one after Acorn is Jezebel. And then after Jezebel? No, wait. I missed T. Lynn? Oh, I did miss T. Lynn. So sorry. We'll do Acorn Moon, then Jezebel, then T. Lynn. Right.
Okay. So Acorn Moon first. The next step in the healing
journey.
Acorn
Moon, what is the next step I should take in the healing journey? Let's get my cards back together. So do a little shuffle.
In the meantime, I can say that in your healing journey, you're ready for a mentor. You're really, really ready for a mentor. You have teachers, you have healers, and you have the self-work that you've been doing. But it is time now for you to work closer with someone who is gonna push you, basically, because you're the type that if you're meant to do something, you'll do it if you have to, but you'll do kind of all that you have to pretty much, especially if you think it hurts, like rip a Band-Aid off, you'll rip it off a little bit at a time. But a mentor is going to say, get that Band-Aid off. You can't heal with it on you, right? So that's where I feel you are, Acorn, is you're needing a mentor that's going to push you to do the things that you know that you're meant to do, but you don't think you can.
That actually goes pretty well with the cards that came out. First one they got, self-sabotage, right? So you see this figure up here with the luminous gate over his head, almost like the magician in the tarot. But then his bottom half, instead of legs, it's actually him like clinging to the shoreline, trying not to go up the stairs, trying not to evolve, trying not to like do anything except just stay in the mud, right? So that is something you need to worry about. Not worry about, but be aware of. And it's time to create space, right? Create space for your healing. Even if it feels like a loss, okay? Sometimes we feel like something is like really good for our journey, but then we reach a point where we realize this thing that we've been leaning on, that we've been like really embracing wholeheartedly, is not for us anymore, right? And the self-sabotage here is you clinging to the thing that doesn't really serve you anymore, the thing that you need to let go of to create space for the healing to happen, right? So one thing that I think all of us have issues with is this idea of loss and being comfortable with loss. Because we feel like, oh, this thing's going away, we're never going to have anything like that again. When in reality, that thing could be leaving in order to make room for something even better. So I think here, this clingingness is like you're clinging to the things that no longer serve, right? And the 1111 Oracle came out with Balancing Act, and it was upright. So it says, balance your priorities. Okay. That, again, is coming back to this create space. You need to create space for the healing to happen. Without that space, without being able to let go and stop with the clinging that is causing all this self-sabotage to happen, you won't find your balancing act. Okay? So balance your priorities. Your healing comes first. And if it causes a loss, was that friend or person really there for you in the first place? If you healing causes them to leave your life. So just food for thought there.
Really good food for thought.
Right. Oh, aloha, Heather. Welcome. Heather and I get together to do paintings every once in a while on YouTube. So that's always fun.
I was going to ask you if you do this regularly. I wouldn't mind coming and joining. I love painting.
Hi, Ginger. Yeah, I don't do it as regularly as I used to, but I still do it. So yeah, I mean, I always love doing this kind of stuff. So let me jump back here. I hope that was helpful. Where is Jezebel? I hope that was helpful, Acorn. Okay. Jezebel. We've got the chat going off now.
I see.
Oh, and Heather just said, Brenda, you're always welcome to join Jonathan and I over on Heather's channel.
Where was this?
It's in the chat. Soul Alchemy with Indigo Jaguar.
Okay.
Brenda, you're always welcome to join Jonathan. I think she was talking about the painting or creative. I mean, you don't have to paint, but also like make a flower.
I don't see it. I'm looking for it.
Here, I will highlight. Brenda, you're always welcome to join Jonathan.
Let me just get out of this. Oh, there. Yay. Oh, I would love to. Thank you.
So next we have Jezebel. Should I get more involved in the work on the museum or invest in my own stuff instead? Both are passion projects.
Ooh,
Okay.
Jezebel. I'll go while you shuffle, Jonathan. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Jezebel. So the museum is amazing work for you. I can see why you're trying to make up your mind if you should do one or the other. I feel that while you're in the museum, you're not only being there working at the museum, you are deeply connecting with all the artifacts, everything in that museum. You have a gift of it's not psychometry, physiognomy. Psychometry. It is psychometry. That you can feel things like, I've been drinking water out of this cup all morning. If I pass this cup on to you and you were to hold this, Jezebel, you would know some stuff about me, so that is a gift that you have, whether you're aware of that or not. And that's a large part of the love that you have in the museum. The other thing, of course, is that you just love knowing things. So should you get more involved in the work on the museum to the extent that you are comfortable with, because it can overwhelm you at times, and invest in your own stuff instead. It's funny, I'm going to say this, is that that you've been long overdue on doing your own stuff, but it's similar to what I was telling Acorn. You kind of need somebody to just prod you along so you go ahead and get on and do it. But if you don't have that person, maybe not so much. So the long and short of it is, the museum is amazing for you spiritually, believe it or not. The museum fills you, right? But your own things that you need to do, because they're a little bit cumbersome and laborious to get them going, that's why you're, I don't want to say slacking, but you're slacking. So just get out there and do it. You're going to find the balance. You will find which one is more than the other. You're really destined to do both. And you can. And you will.
Jezebel says, yeah, my project is also on the museum, just not with the people visiting. They are fun, but very draining. So both projects are involved in the museum, right? So first card I pulled for you is decisions, right? Kind of makes sense. You feel a little trapped in the forest. You're not quite sure where the path is leading you or what path you're supposed to take. The next card, which is interesting, we got self-sabotage again here. So don't make a decision in a way that's going to sabotage your future, right? I feel like even having to make the decisions causing depression for you here, right? So I'm feeling like, well, the last card, it's blessing upside down. It says, don't take a blessing for granted. Is there any blessings here that you're taking for granted? Are you taking for granted your time at the museum? Are you taking for granted the time you have in the back? Is there a way that you can do actually both things, or is it so like disconnected that you have to choose one over the other, right? Because I'm feeling like the decision is causing you to like kind of spiral out of control in a big way, and this your spirit guides are just reminding you, don't take a blessing for granted. I'm with Brenda here. I'm feeling like the museum, like the main museum thing, is what's going to serve you the most, even though your passion project is like connected to the museum. I feel like being out there, yes, being out there is exhausting sometimes, but it's a good exhaustion, that feeling. Right? Jezebel says, yeah, I love the old things there. They feel like mine, the old tools I get to use. Yeah, taking the access for granted sometimes, right?
Jezebel,
You
the
have
people.
access to stuff that most of us don't have access to.
Yes, I know, right?
So I think that might be the blessing that you're taking for granted, right? So I feel like there is no wrong decision here, right? Yeah, you have decisions and you can't see like the forest for the trees, as they say. But don't let that decision sabotage you, cause you to get depressed, make you forget what blessings are right here in front of you. So lean into your passion project, but I feel like it should not take away from the museum, the main museum work that you have. I just like, strongly coming through like that. So,
Well, you know, and to add to that, Jonathan, I saw her is it Jezebel's comment about the people, like liking working with the museum, but not the people. So when I read that,
here it is. Yeah.
yes, not the people visiting. They're fun, but they're very draining, right? The thing about that goes along with some of your life lessons that you have, as well as dealing with public and people. I know that is not your favorite thing to do. In fact, it's probably one of your very least favorite things to do, because they ask you so much mundane, repetitive questions to you specifically. But that's because you're so approachable. You're nice, you're approachable, you have a very comforting face, a very nice face. So the lesson in there for you is speaking your truth and being authentically yourself.
Yes.
And then they can't drain you. Not only that, but put that bubble of protection around you so they can come, maybe they can bounce off of it and like, oh, she's not the one to ask. I bounced off her bubble.
I love that. That's perfect. Let's see. Who's next? I believe T-Lin is next. Yeah. When will things stabilize? Life uncertain and feel stuck.
T-Lin, you have been stagnant for a while. Sorry. You've been stagnant, but it's funny. I'm going to call you out. That's just how I do. Don't ask let me put this little, what do you call it, disclaimer over here. Don't come ask a question if you don't want the truth, because I'm going to spit it out how it is. Yes, sorry, that's just how I do. You've been stuck for a while because you've been stuck for a while. Meaning, you know what to do. You know exactly what the next step is. It just doesn't look good and doesn't feel good, so you haven't really done it. You've been thinking like, I don't want to go do that. Like, for example, if you had a party the night before and all the dishes are stacked up the next day, you know you got to do those dishes. Nobody's going to come do those dishes for you, but you don't want to, so you don't. That's what's going on for you right now. And I do also believe that this is causing you to feel like everything is against you. I feel a feeling of you of like you're just all the cards, everything is stacked, making it hard. It's not that. It's not that, okay? What you need to do is, it's a matter of, for you in your life. I know I gave, little examples and things, but for you in your life, it's a matter of organization and prioritization. And you'll see that it's really just a matter of everything got so big that you don't know how to bring it back down digestible small. Once you do that, you will be unstuck because there is a lot for you to do. You are a very competent and very intelligent person. Just, break it down.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and the first card I got for you, T. Lynn, is a warning. I feel like you've been in fight or flight mode for so long that like you're constantly like looking over your shoulder. You're always expecting a warning. You're always expecting something right around the corner. And I feel like it's time to let go of that. Okay? Let go of that. It doesn't serve you anymore. It's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you in one place. And it's time to start listening to your instincts, your intuition, your spirit guides, instead of your fears. Okay? You got this guy like kind of hovering behind you, whispering in your ear, a warning, there's something coming. And in reality, you just need to listen to what is going on around you, right? Tap into your intuition, tap into your guides. And so the card from 1111 I got is artificiality. And it says manifest vitality. So what is it you're doing right now to help build your energy? Are you doing yoga on a regular basis? Are you going out in nature and walking? Or are you just sitting and ruminating and like just replaying the same thing over and over and over and over in your brain, right? It's time to let go of that. It's time to stop listening to your fears that are screaming in your ears. And even if it seems artificial at first, manifest vitality so you can actually start living. And once you get out there and start the energy flowing, yeah, it might feel a little fake at first. But once the energy starts flowing, it becomes real, it becomes something that's like actually propelling you instead of just being stuck. I hope that's
right.
helpful
That's
to
right.
you. And Heather is asking, does Brenda have a channel?
The channel?
On YouTube?
I am a channel. Oh, no.
No. Brenda does not have a YouTube channel. Brenda is a medicine woman that lives here on Maui. She's got Instagram and Facebook,
website.
And all of that's in the description. So,
I mean, I've thought about doing an Instagram, but this is my first YouTube channel. But thank you, Jonathan, for my introduction to YouTube channels. Yeah. This is pretty fun. If this is it, why didn't I do this a long time ago?
I mean, you can make YouTube whatever you want. Some people record themselves playing video games and they have like millions of followers of people just watching them play video games.
So, I guess that's kind of like the people who watch football. You can watch it, but you can't do anything about it.
Right. Or you could come on here and give readings and promote things. And like one thing I really love about the Tarot Tube is that we're constantly teaching each other stuff. There's always something more to learn. And these conversations, I love how not just you and I are having a conversation, but then we got the best chatters chatting away, putting in their insight. And like, I feel like the chatters bring so much to it that like just standing here talking to you is not going to bring. So it's one of the reasons why I switched over pretty much to just lives. Because, recording a video, that 20-minute video might only take 20 minutes to record, but then you end up spending like 4 to 6 hours trying to get it edited and uploaded and put on YouTube. And it's just like, and with live, it's like you go live, you do your thing, and when it's done, it's on your YouTube channel.
Yes. I think I might have to do this.
Yeah. You should. And T. Lynn says, thank you. A lot of details, sometimes overwhelming, working on it. Yeah. Good. That's true. And you know what? If it's something that's not important, let go. You don't have to hold on to every thought that comes in your head. So, Kinder eggs are these little, it's a German candy, and it looks like a little egg that you crack like into 2 halves, and one side is like this chocolate pudding thing, and you're like a little mini spoon, and you like, and the other side is a little toy that you have to put together yourself. So that's what a Kinder Egg is. I know because I have a kid who's constantly asking for Kinder Eggs every time we go to the store.
I know because I kind of like them myself.
I love that. Yeah, I would love to be able to try them because they look amazing, but I can't. I can't eat them. They got dairy. So.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah. Do you ever do collective readings for like the collective?
Absolutely. Oh, do you mean like? I mean, I do corporate events and big parties.
No, I mean just like we're gonna do a reading, not for anybody in specific, just for the collective, everyone who's here, everyone who's gonna watch it later, kind of thing.
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's do it.
And I think we just blew Heather's mind with the Kinder Egg thing.
Oh. Deborah. Who's Deborah?
I love Deborah's energy. Do you mean Brenda?
Oh.
Buddha, I'll let you out in a minute. I got my dog scratching at the back door here, but you can wait a minute until we do this.
You and me both. I've got King Kong at my feet, but he's a cat.
No, I got 2 dogs, 2 cats, 2 chickens.
Oh, lucky.
I swear I got a zoo here. Okay, so the collective first card out is Awaken Inner Force. That's keeps coming up today. I think a lot of us are being called to step up and actually take more responsibility, not just for our own lives, but for the lives around us, right? We need to find that silver lining in everything. Like, there's a phrase my mom always used, which is look to the good and praise it, right? So any situation that you're in, if you're feeling negative about it, if you're feeling any way about it, look for the silver lining. Try and find the one thing that you can be grateful for in that moment. Okay? That's what I think that is what's really going to help awaken the inner force. And know that spirit heals. Okay? If we just let go and let spirit take care of things like spirit's supposed to, and we just focus on the good, spirit's going to keep bringing us more good, right? And I feel like the way things have been set up doesn't serve anybody anymore. The new way of living, right? I feel like I've heard this from so many other psychics too, that we're going away from the new towards the old. We're going back to living in harmony with those creatures and plants and people that live around, right? Realizing that we're not like this self-contained thing that's not connected to anything else. We're all one. We're all connected. When I breathe in, I'm breathing air that you breathed out, right? So think of it that way. Because the last card I have is change is coming, endings, right? A lot of things are going to be ending, and that's okay. You know what? This message keeps coming through from many of the readings, including this one, which is just because something's ending, yes, it's okay to grieve that thing, but don't cling to it. It's ending to make room for the new, or in this case, back to the old, which is the new, right? It goes in cycles, right? There's a lot of evidence that there's been multiple civilizations of high tech on this planet that get to a certain point and it just collapses inwards. And we're on that verge of that inner collapse. So it's scary. It's scary for everyone. It's very uncertain. We don't know what's coming. But for the planet to heal, for all of us to really connect with each other in a better way, the old has to give way to the old new, the new old. The new and old words just don't want to work properly for me anymore. So, yeah.
You know, I agree with you on that, Jonathan, largely because with my clients over the last few years, that's what I've been telling them. Change is coming, definitely, and it's really important to have a tradable trade. And I'm not trying to sound doomsday, but I am saying that you can't always rely on electricity, gasoline, and internet to be your tradable trades because they won't always be around. So
Right.
to your comment of going back to the old days and the old ways, you are absolutely correct on that, Jonathan. It's really important. It's disturbing to me that not as many life skills are being taught to the new generations coming in, the things
They
that we
won't know
just
what's
know.
good and so
Yes, yeah, it's very disturbing. So, what can you possibly do to prepare? Yes, there is big change coming, and yes, it's going to really topsy turvy. Everything that was will not be, it'll become what now is, and what will be that. Ooh, how do I say that? What
right. The words don't
was
want to come out right.
right, because we're in the midst of it. So we're in that big old washing machine cycle of like, which, I put in one red sock with a whole bunch of white things, but they didn't come out pink. But where's that red sock? Because the red sock was the focus, right? So the
Right.
focus for us in this world is existing. Really, that's what we came here and we think we're supposed to do is exist, but that's not the case. We came here to learn and to be the love that we constantly seek. And how do you do that? Change. You got to change yourself. You got to change your beliefs. You got to change what you think about others, how you present yourself. Like all these things that we've been saying to you guys today is exactly what's coming up for the whole world as a collective. So um, racism is going away, cancel, people are saying things that you cannot say anymore because they're so insensitive. I do like that to an extent, right? Because ultimately it's all love. And if we can get rid of
Oh,
things and ways of thinking and saying and
Brenda,
being,
you
yes.
keep popping in and out.
Oh, sorry. It's
Yeah,
probably
it's
my
okay.
internet.
I get it. We're on the island in the middle of the Pacific. Internet doesn't work quite so well out here.
Right, right. And that's to my point. Don't rely
Right?
on
Don't rely.
gasoline, internet. Yep, these
Right.
type things. So I think you get it.
Yep. And the guides insisted I pull some more cards. Oh, interesting. This one came out again. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Right? That's the one thing that I've learned is like the more I learn, the more I study, the more knowledge that I absorb, the more I realize I don't know anything. Right?
Yes.
And then the next thing is dream hard, work harder. We can do hard things. Right? I think we're getting prepared for a major shift, not just in our lives, but in the way we live. Right? Um, no means no.
Yes, that's a good one. That is
Right?
such a
And
good one.
and that's not just like sex. That's like that's top sticker says I need space. Right? No means no is also in regards to like say you go to a party with a bunch of friends, but one of your friends is not drinking. No means no. Be okay with them not drinking. They don't want to drink. Don't force them. Right? That's another forcing thing. No means no. If
Yes.
they don't want to go and do this thing that you're trying to pressure them into doing, it doesn't have to be sex, doesn't even have to be drinking. It could just be they're not feeling the draw, the call, the spiritual like lead over to that thing. And you need to respect that, right? Because what you're being called to do is not what I'm being called to do. And that's just respect, right? Just learning to let people live their lives the way that's right for them.
Oh my goodness, Jonathan, that is a beautiful thing. If we could all just do that and celebrate the differences that we all bring, oh my goodness, could you imagine?
Mm-hmm. Right?
Oh, and I am magic. That's right. That's why I keep disappearing.
We are magic. That's the other thing to remember. We are magic. We are magic born to be a human and bring the magic to this world.
Pushing back the frontiers of ignorance. I like
Oh,
that.
I love that.
Yes.
That's a great one, dude. And then T. Lynn says, out with the old to make way for new for individuals and collective. Yep.
Did everybody get a chance to ask a question?
I believe so. Is there anyone? I mean, we're at our hour and 10 right now, so I want to be mindful of everyone's time. But we could, I mean, we just did the collective, so maybe one or two more if anyone really wants one that got in here late. But otherwise, I think we should probably be done for now.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah. I hope everyone who got a reading got a lot out of it. And oh, hi Teresa. Welcome.
Oh, hey Teresa.
Thank you, Heather, for sharing Brenda's Instagram. That's the best way to get in touch with Brenda. So,
Actually, through my website.
actually, website is better.
Is the
Okay,
best.
good to know. All that stuff is down below in the description. And don't forget, if you had a reading, please come back and comment later after you've had time to let it percolate and just sit, right, and really absorb it all. Please come back and let us know any insights you may have gained. And I always recommend people come back and watch the reading like at least another time, maybe one more time, like a month from now, just to see how things lined up. Thank you so much for being here, Brenda. Do you have anything coming up that you want to promote?
Let me see. Do I have anything coming up? I mean, I'm really working hard on reaching people with my scatterashesmaui.com, promoting that for ash scattering. I'm always available for events and things, so I'm kind of always working. Do I have any big events coming up? Not at the moment. I'm kind of in between big events right now.
Right.
So I'm resting. I'm taking a break. I'm not really resting, though. I'm resting.
Right. We never really rest, do we?
Yep. Yes.
I'm still having my discount for the 30% discount for wearable crystal grid necklaces. The phrase is aloha, all caps. You get 30% off the wearable crystal grid necklace. It is a spiritual jewel, not just a piece of jewelry. And I make it like there's no two alike. They're made specifically for the person and whatever spiritual needs they have. I've had people ask me for necklaces specifically for ancestor work. I've had people ask me for necklaces to help find inner peace, to help connect with guides. I mean, it runs the gambit. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. There's the link down below. That's my link tree that has everything in there, including my Hawaiian Lenormand, if you're looking for that. And that should take you straight to the Etsy shop. If you have any questions, concerns, please feel free to email me. I believe the email is also in the link tree. And yeah, so thank you so much for being here. I will be on Linda's channel on Thursday, doing channeling. We are talking about past life healing. She taps into the Akashic and does a lot of readings. And yes.
Nice.
I love my necklace. It's a big part of my healing journey. I love that. So thank you everyone who's ordered a necklace. And I hope that my work helps you with your work. So thank you for my link tree, Heather. Yeah, Linda De Gonzalez. I will be there on Thursday, and then next week I have Rochelle of Amethyst Ascension coming over, and we're going to be talking about past life healing and past life work. So I'm looking forward to that one too. Thank you everyone for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and hit that notification bell so you know when these kind of things happen in the future. Let me get rid of this banner real quick. And we will bid you adieu. Thank you so much. Aloha and a hui hou.